nyin tembe na dron police ban be wala la kan abar no fana mbota je bi membe speak di la wala mo minister of information memo Dr. Ismaila Siseti ministry of aje ñulbe mo mo lati men yalon ko ñin tembenna ebe kumolu landi kula janne bi memu kacality nin do kula tema nga janne APS fire service Gambia police force ani la security libel jan office of vice president MRC ani damento mun bankola l'hôpital bati wol bebe jan memu ñin temben do kulal be benta janne ka joko ka ñillungota ka aljura memu la jeyi abetar rajana dron ka kuma kan wadi okay hansa andro ka KMC fanan be janne Banjul area council wal fanan be janne ñin temben rek mbokay luma don garal si kalama olof muy fess ki nga xamne réew mi dañoo bokka ak liggéeykat bi baɗigol han syndrome bali medele mbe hakkilo ba kanko me karo atili folola Gambia ka a jura tola medela do kulala lungo me alon ko walune tol fananka balabo nyoto feyake se teriani kanunte ya sabatindi do kulal damangol tema nyolong setari damangol ñin temben na wala be keri makati square damen to mu Banjul sata konoto ngajele ye maj paske sandro katadro ka
I would like to take a minute silence in memory of the veteran trade unionists. Francis Small, Kaba Jamumba, Lloyd Evans, Eddie Jallo, Amadou Karababa, Keba Papiran Nanjai, Lulu
bro
represented by the Honorable Minister, Honorable Dr. Sisi, Honorable Minister Bagaribaji, and all protocols duly observed. Workers, ladies and gentlemen, gathered here once again to celebrate May Day, commonly known as Workers' Day. It is therefore a great pleasure and a singular honor on behalf of the Gambia National Trade Union Congress, and indeed on my own behalf, to congratulate all of you on this auspicious immense contribution towards the socio-economic development of our country. Distinguished workers, May Day celebrations are not only for festivities, but also an occasion that provides us an opportunity for sober to the principle upon which the international accords and protocols are premised. The occasion is virtually a stock-taking on which you, the producers of the nation's wealth, have to enjoy in upholding and promoting the principles of justice, equal remuneration for work of equal value, safe and healthy appropriate policy orientation. The day also provides the occasion for all of you to renew your commitment and dedication to productive engagement and tranquility. Distinguished workers, ladies and gentlemen, as partners in development, as a forum to make sober reflections of your achievements and challenges in the previous year and to make projections for the future. This, however, demands certain responsibilities, including disciplines and hard work. And tripartite consultation. Convention 88 on public employment service and private employment agencies. Convention 131 and 138 on minimum wage. Convention 187 on domestic workers. Convention 190 on migrant workers. Convention 160 on labor statistics. Convention 154 on labor relations, public service. Convention 154 collective bargaining. Occupational Safety and Health Convention, Protocol 29 of 2014 to the Forced Labor Convention of 1995 to the Labor. The ILO treaties, the state typically needs to obtain approval from the domestic authorities such as the parliament or legislature. In view of this, we urge the members of the National Assembly to support this of decent work and social justice. The resolutions are as follows and recommendations. The 30% increase on salaries and allowances is highly appreciated, but in view of the high government, private sector, and the independent arm of government, the judiciary are urged to put real wages that will commensurate with the consumer price to ensure purchasing power for low-income earners and pensioners. The government must come up with the minimum wage that will put in place a minimum income to marginalize the majority of the working. The Joint Industrial Council is already put in place to address the minimum wage for all earning and pensioning for decent work and social justice. Urge the Honorable Minister of Trade, Regional Integration and Employment to urgently convene the meeting of the Joint Industrial Councils to fix the minimum wage as a matter of urgency. Further recommendation. Act 1990 is finally reviewed. We urge the Minister of Trade, Regional Integration and Employment to validate Injuries Compensation Act to suit the present demand for decent work and social justice. As the are established, we urge the Minister of Trade, Regional Integration and the Minister of Finance to policy for self-help projects, for self-employment, for youth and women empowerment. Recommend to His Excellency the President Adama Barrow to transform the Ministry of Public Service to regional integration and transfer trade to Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, as trade is to promote investment, which is a conflict of interest with labor matters. Thus, allow civil servants to form or belong to trade union as per the ratified Convention 87 and 98 for decent work, for decent life and social justice. The protection and decision-making bodies, particularly the National Assembly, will ensure are given the opportunity to fully participate in decision-making and national affairs and enjoy their full human rights as citizens on a basis. Urge the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs and bill as a matter of urgency and of concern. Secretariat to implement and enforce the provisions of the Labour Act 2023 to offer employment opportunity for locals. Recommend to the Gambia government to ensure full compliance with the provision of the ILO ratified Convention 87 and 98. Agencies and formulate the regulation regarding domestic workers in accordance with the Labour Act 2003. Urge government to increase the number of trained labour inspectors for effective workplace violations. Given the importance of combating child labour, we recommend that the Gambia government develop and implement a national policy on minimum age to address the root causes of child labour. Recommend to the Ministry of Trade, Regional Integration and Employment to establish urge the Minister of Agriculture to provide adequate water supply and storage facilities for women gardeners. Recommend to the Minister of Lands and the Mayor of Kanifing Municipality to provide central car park for the transport industry, commercial transport industry. Land is available. We are paying tax, road tax, with a tax return. Let them construct, look at a place with a good standard car park for all vehicles. Recommend to the Gambia government to establish a parastatal for the black sand mining to effectively national. Recommend to the Labour Commissioner to compel companies to register with the department in accordance with the Labour Act 2003. Recommend to the government to gazette the occupational safety and health regulation as a matter of urgency. Recommend to the Gambia government the scholarships to companies. These are the resolutions for 2025 in promoting and protecting the dignity of the working man. Never and backward never. Power to the workers and workers power forward. I will now hand over the resolution to the Honorable Minister of Information, who is representing the resolutions for consideration and possible by the government of the Gambia. Thank you very much.
Because we will protect the interests of the worker and the for socialist nation for work and the next generation.
Power to the worker!
Forward to the workers, backward never. That's Ibrahim Agavacham. This has been the tradition since
Batting on the wrong Kali Ajanyame Medi Sport 2025 Dokulalo Elanyaton I speak dile Barfana Saint Tembola Sambi Dokulale meni yalon ko wollebe mede bilato anim fengo fe yalon dron itemu dokulalti imon futo jambi.
Thank you. Next on the program, we have the Honorable Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Dr. Ismail Assis. The
Minister of Information, Dr. Ismail Sise, Nintembena Telemina Diamolukela.
I'm reading this speech on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, who is unavoidably absent today. The Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Bakari Baji, permanent secretaries, Secretary Generals of the trade union organizations, representatives of workers from various across the country, members of the media fraternity, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and all guests present here today. Dear comrades, colleagues, here. Today, as we join the rest of the global community celebrating Labor Day, a day dedicated to honoring the invaluable contributions of workers and reaffirming the centrality of labor in driving national development agenda, it is a moment to reflect on our collective progress and challenges, but equally to renew our commitments to building a vibrant and productive labor market for greater output for the Gambia, where every worker thrives and every worker lives in dignity. Wealth is distributed in accordance with the principles of fairness and solidarity. This year's theme for the International Day Celebration 2025 is, I quote, May Day, renewal, hope, and collective strength. Align seamlessly with the aspirations of our green-focused National Development Plan 2023-27 called SD. This national blueprint charts a path for transforming the Gambia, but dynamic economy. We leave behind the shadows of the past, challenges, and embraces sustainable, profitable growth, leaving no Gambian behind. Economic diversification by unlocking the potential of key sectors such as agriculture, fisheries, tourism, and services sector. The Gambia continues to promote intensive investments in these sectors, value addition along their value chains, especially in agro-industry, fish processing, aquaculture, poultry, livestock rearing, etc. Hence, this will transition from informal to a formal economic participation. Industrial upgrading and transformation through technology and knowledge transfer is an option. My ministry and sister ministries of digital for greater labor market opportunities in the emerging fields of artificial intelligence and digital skills landscapes. Currently, the Ministry is developing digital labor skill methodology, e-commerce, digital entrepreneurship ecosystem, which seeks to lay down a leap into the digital economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry is committed to industrialization as a key of economic development, and have conducted for the establishment of a special economic zone along the Trans-Gambia corridor to explore opportunities for boosting manufacturing and trade. This initiative is expected to attract foreign direct activities and hence widen the horizon of the labor market. We are happy to see the transformation of the Association of Gambian Manufacturing to align and respond to the current realities of the famous ETLS and ATC FTA and other markets. actively working to empower workers in a labor market that assures the welfare and protection of every worker and promotes social dialogue and job security. Furthermore, occupational safety and health, among others, are all guaranteed in the Labour Act of 2023. The government of the Gambia also provides assurances for existing and prospective workers, employment opportunities ranging from informal to formal entrepreneurships, internships to permanent contracts. Association in our legislation provides an opportunity for the four organizations and ultimately unions, but social dialogue becomes the first help tool to resolve industry. The ministry, in collaboration with our sister Ministry of Justice, have established industrial tribunals to provide access to industrial justice. All these provisions in collaboration with my ministry and other stakeholders. The ministry has developed a national employment policy and action plan 2022 to 2026. This policy aims to address unemployment and underemployment, but also targets to create 150,000 decent jobs by end of 2026. This is a collective action and we must all embrace it. Ladies and gentlemen, the tripartite system, on one hand, employers and workers on the other, is essential for fostering fair labor practices, economic stability, and social dialogue. Equally important as a national ILO reporting body on ratification, and this requires collective engagement through rigorous consultations towards work stigmatization and compliance with rules and regulations within the labor work will achieve sustainable economic development. Decent work and wage are an essential component for ensuring economic justice ILO regional office in Dakar, cities, and live with dignity. Together, social cohesion and progress. The government of the Gambia, under the leadership of His Excellency President Adama Barrow, is concerned with the initial discussions on a national minimum wage to guarantee that no worker is left behind and all workers are compensated and remunerated in several steps in progressively upgrading the salary structures of the civil people. This is not the end on the part of the government, but will encourage the private sector to strive through similar paths towards livelihood improvement. In conclusion, I want to reaffirm the government to the welfare of workers and employers in India.
Bading Aldara made a celebration. Maila Sise Telebota Diamola Drum on behalf of Ministry of Trade, Mayalonko Atelekatarija
That speech on behalf of the
Diamola Timo mena drum be ngalonko bala bonyoto ni match pass keta diamol keta wakola la drum wala kana ke men keta boroluti ane Gracie Paul tembenna wolfana kola la dron kuku be kala jambi Gambia Talents TV mbeta lali en live and direct mbokay rek ñi ngi ni fi nga xamne moy me début
the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, the Honorable Minister of Information, who is ably representing the Minister of Trade, Industry and Employment, Regional Integration and Employment, heads of department, other important dignitaries present here. Good morning to you all. I also extend greetings to the National Organizing Committee of the organizing such a very wonderful occasion in this magnitude. I use the opportunity to extend regards to all the participants from the respective institutions using this very day that you should have rest and your institutions in this activity. My regards to you. As we all know, the celebrations of May Day is in line with our national sports policy. The diversity of sports engaging everybody regardless of age, status, or environment. So as a matter of fact, we organize this in collaboration with the Workers' Union of the Gambia. Along the line, we have decided to improve on the level. Last year, we had 20 institutions. Since after the embargo for government institutions, we had challenge in the numbers. Remarkable improvement in terms of participation. So we thank all those institutions who have joined us this year. Last year it was 20, and today, as we speak here, we have 30 institutions taking part in this event, which we use centered to the Honorable Minister of Information on behalf of the Minister of. We hope this year next year, we hope a lot of it implemented, and we are very hopeful because we are able to organize this May Day as a result of the conducive environment provided by the government of the President of the Republic. Without the organizing. So we thank the government for providing the enabling environment. That has indicated to develop and work in a very conducive environment. We use this opportunity to thank all those who have been representing their institutions in the organization. I know you attended a series of meetings without reform. Institutional development and national. We thank you for that commitment, and we also thank sources. I also use this opportunity to the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, who has always been behind the scene developments that we are having in sports. Whether you are aware or not, this is a man who is always available even in the middle of the night when his service is needed towards national development and ensure that society, instead of do things on our own. So we thank the Honorable for the commitment, Minister of Youth and Sports. I also thank the staff of the National Sports Council for their endless efforts to ensure that they are able to mobilize and coordinate this event in partnership with the NOC for us to reach this level today. And we know without media, whatever we do here would not. And we hope your presence here and without hitches, so that everybody return home safely.
Chairman National Court Council telephone bota diamo la assign tem memo mu fenneti me yalon ko do kulal fanan ke fanje wala
Opening May Day Sports 2020.
Good morning to everyone that is here. The Honorable Minister of Information, Honorable Dr. Ismail Assisi, representing the Minister of Employment, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Trade, Employment and Regional Integration, Siseka, President of the Workers' Union, domesticated team, which is the team for the Gambia, is decent and better wages for sustainable workforce. Could not be more fitting as we reflect on the future we want for our public and the private sector, but also across working in the sport setting, both at the local and at the national level. Ladies and gentlemen, work is not only about earning a living, fairness and opportunity. In the world of sports, important in the sense that both athletes, coaches, administrators, and general sport managers require good wages that will propel them to be able to deliver according to the expectations of the people that they serve and the association for which they are. In recent years, the Gambia has witnessed the transformative power of sports. It has created jobs, kept young people positively engaged, promote our talents at the national, sub-regional, and at international level. As we all know, sports is no longer just a pastime. It is a serious contribution of this country. As we push for better wages and decent work across industries, let us ensure we factor the sports sector as well. These will our sport leagues at the country level, as well as promoting in schools and at the regional level as it is used as a community unifier. A thriving sports industry will not only create sustainable jobs, but will also among our youth, as well as curb irregular migration, otherwise called. Ladies and gentlemen, decent work in sports also means ensuring promoting lifelong opportunities for personal and professional development. It also means preparing for athletes for life after sports, skills training, and entrepreneurship. Today's major sports activities embody the spirit of teamwork, unity, resilience, and fair play. These are values we must translate into our workplace and into our communities. On behalf of the ministry and government, extend our appreciation to the organizing committee under the leadership of the National for the hard work in planning and holding these days' activity. Today, as we enjoy the games, let us remember every success story in sports is a story of hard work, perseverance, and a dream for a better future. Let us continue building a nation where all workers, athletes, artisans, teachers, women in the gardens, and all kind of works can all be inspired to continue to hold on to the work with the hope of getting a better future and be able to take care of their families and their communities. I wish all of you a happy and peaceful Workers' Day, and we hope that the sport and beyond. Happy Workers' Day, and let the game begin. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you to those participating for May 2025 and
Ministry of Sport and Tembenadron. What Patadron?
all the sporting activities. So now in the safe hands of the Gambia Athletics Association, and the rest of the commentary for the day would be done by. The mic is all yours. Thank you. Thank you. Happy May Day sport.
mbokk yi ba léegi rek ñu ngi fi nga xamante ne mooy Makati Square di celebrate li nga xamante ne mooy May Day sport bi team for this year mooy decent work, better wages for sustainable workforce. moom la ñu wax dégg nañ ñi nga xamante ne moom la Minister of Information wax moo fi nekkal Minister of Trade Bakary waay Badji dégg nañ li nga xamante ne moom la wax te suñ ne May Day sport nekku ne sport bi rek a tax ñu dajaloo di celebrate International May Day soo gisee ñuy celebrate International May Day muy Workers' Day dafa nekk li nga xamante ne pour ñi nga xam ne ñooy ñu jox leen seen àq ak seen yelleef seet seen salari si yokka seen weeji si mu doon lu nga xamante ne luy am solo la ndaxte soo xoolee at bu jot dinañ pass résolution bi waaye ndax résolution yi nga xamante ne pass nañ ko ndax at bu jot dina am yokkute wala dina am changes loolu tamit jar na ñu koy laajte dina ñu fekk fa members si nga foog ne Mayday bi nii lan la contribute ci li nga xamante ne mooy sa wàllum liggéey bi not sport bi kese dëgg la ci la bokka pour ñu xamante pour ñu jaxasoo bot lan njëriñ la moom indi ci liggéeykat yi loolu dina nekk li nga xamante ne am na solo lool